Welcome to Milford House. Milford House is the extraordinary former home of the McCrum family. At the age of 15, I set up the Milford Buildings Preservation Trust to save Milford House for the benefit of the nation. As a child, Milford House was derelict and I used to climb over the back gates and wander around the grounds, thinking how wonderful it would be if the property was restored and open to the public and accessible to everyone. Milford House was the creation of Robert McCrum, a self-made industrialist and a man very much ahead of his time. The proprietor of the famous firm McCrum, Watson and Mercer, he revolutionised the linen industry and was a genius with hydraulics. The house was built with 12 bedrooms, 6 bathrooms and even a proper waterfall in the dining room. The house is architecturally unique, being built of 90% mass concrete and is the earliest known house now built of concrete on that scale. The plasterwork is by Rudolf Steiner, the famous philosopher. The interiors were done by Italian craftsmen who used to stay in Armagh and walked out 3 miles to Milford each day. The men in the village didn't like them one bit, but the women in the village thought they were great. They'd never seen Italians before. In addition to the house, there are 14 acres of gardens and parkland, 3 walled gardens, 7 glass houses. In the 1920s, they had their own chauffeur-driven cars and they had their own petrol pumps in the grounds as well. There's a tennis court with 3 pavilions, a lake in front of the house. He diverted the Callan River to flow through the grounds of the house and control the running water by sluice gates. Of course, to get running water into a house is a challenge, and nearby Milford House is a reservoir to pump water down to the house, and there's a tank inside the house the size of a swimming pool to store water in the house for the bathrooms and kitchens. He even invented an electric kettle and dishwasher for the house. Of course, the house is world famous as the home of his son William McCrum, who invented the penalty kick rule in football in 1890. From 1936 to 1965, Milford House was home to the Manor House School, Northern Ireland's only country house school for young ladies. It then became the Manor House Special Care Hospital, which closed in 1994, and the estate has been derelict ever since. In 1996, it was bought by Armagh Council, who sold it under a very controversial sale in 2002. Milford Building Preservation Trust worked hard to prevent the sale and has worked tirelessly ever since to save Milford House for the benefit of the nation. Since Milford House is not accessible, the contents and the artworks of the house are located in an historic house at 3 Victoria Street, Armagh, where William McCrum lived after losing everything in the Wall Street crash in 1929. The rooms are being restored back to their former glory, and the house is filled with family items and great works of art, such as grammar taken to the tower by Frederick Goodall, and the continuous return of lost fixtures and fittings to the house. None more so than the return of the drawing room chandeliers. They disappeared in the 1970s when it was a special care hospital. An assistant matron at the hospital bought them and were discovered in a cowshed near Milford. The trust has now restored them to their former glory. It is not a static museum, but the warm, welcoming family home of the McCrum family. As a working residence, visitors can enjoy relaxing visits. The family love to share stories, and there are so many fascinating tales to share. From Darcy Wentworth, the notorious highwayman, to letters to and from Stalin. Visitors can even enjoy afternoon tea in the dining room, served in the original 18th and 19th century silver and silver plates. There's something new to explore every time you visit. The McCrum and Miller family look forward to welcoming you to our wonderful historic house.